6 lucky numbers to win big and get rich. On Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Buddhist teachings. What if just 6 special numbers, guided by Buddhist wisdom and cosmic energy, could shift your fortune on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025? These numbers aren't random. They're chosen with care, rooted in ancient teachings, and aligned with universal flow to help you attract wealth, clarity, and inner peace. At the journey of wisdom, we don't chase luck. We align with it. And when you do, opportunities unfold naturally. In today's video, you'll discover 6 lucky numbers and 1 powerful bonus digit, all selected through a mindful lens to guide your path forward. Before we begin, take a moment to set your intention. Like this video, subscribe, and comment. I welcome abundance with wisdom. Let's invite the flow of fortune together. 1. Number 3. On Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, let us turn our attention to the number 3. A symbol not merely of chance, but of vibrant energy, creativity, and deep spiritual alignment. In the dance of numbers and meaning, 3 shines like a sunbeam, piercing through the uncertainty of everyday life, awakening our senses and reminding us of the joy that arises when we live with authenticity. Number 3 holds the energy of expression. It is the giggle between friends, the rush of inspiration during quiet moments, the courage to speak our truth or pick up a long-forgotten passion. In Buddhist teaching, the harmony of 3 is beautifully reflected in the Noble Eightfold Path, specifically right thought, right speech, and right action. These 3 guideposts remind us that when our mind, voice, and behavior align, we move with clarity and peace through the world. As the great teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "To be beautiful means to be yourself." You don't need to be accepted by others, you need to accept yourself. And this is the essence of the number 3, accepting yourself fully and expressing that truth outwardly. In numerology, 3 is known as the communicator and is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, and growth. When you embrace the spirit of 3, you open doors not only to creativity, but to genuine prosperity, spiritual and material. This is not the shallow luck of random chance, but the deeper fortune that comes when your inner world is in harmony and your outer actions reflect that truth. In modern life, many of us feel the pressure to perform or conform, yet number 3 whispers a different message. Be bold, be joyful, be you. This week, don't wait for the perfect moment to pursue what lights you up. Whether it's starting a new project, sharing your story, or choosing joy in a small daily ritual, fulfillment doesn't arrive in applause or achievement, but in the sacred act of showing up as your true self. So, take a breath, take a chance, and let the number 3 carry you into a brighter, more expressive chapter of life. As the Buddha taught, your work is to discover your world, and then, with all your heart, give yourself to it. May this be your lucky number, not just in fortune, but in freedom. 2. Number 6. Far more than a simple digit, 6 represents balance, devotion, and the steady strength that builds a meaningful life. In a world that urges us to chase quick results and flashy success, the energy of 6 invites you to pause, breathe, and focus on what really matters. It's a call to nurture, not just others, but your goals, your dreams, and your inner peace. This number whispers wisdom, reminding you that true success, whether financial, emotional, or spiritual, comes not from rushing ahead, but from building a strong foundation with care and patience. In numerology, 6 is the symbol of the nurturer, the one who shows up every day with loyalty and purpose, creating not only wealth but lasting impact. Think about this. Are your daily actions in harmony with the future you want to create? In Buddhism, we are reminded that every action creates a ripple, and 6 beautifully reflects that truth. It's about being reliable, responsible, and deeply rooted in your values. Spiritually, 6 connects with the 6 directions in Buddhist cosmology: north, south, east, west, above and below, guiding you to balance your inner world with the outer. And astrologically, 6's connection to Saturn reinforces this, with its lessons of endurance, discipline, and long-term reward. You are being called now to ground yourself, to show up with intention, and to stay the course. So ask yourself, what consistent habits are helping you grow? Where can you show up more fully, not just for others, but for your own highest path? Let number 6 be your guide. Not flashy but firm, not quick but powerful. The lesson here is clear. Real fortune doesn't come only from lucky breaks, but from a deep sense of purpose, balanced effort, and the courage to build something meaningful, one steady step at a time. 3. Number 7. The number 7 has always held a mysterious power across cultures, and in Buddhism it shines as a sacred symbol of insight and spiritual awakening. It's not a number that shouts, it whispers. While others chase quick wins and loud answers, the number 7 gently invites you to slow down, breathe deeply, and begin asking the kind of questions that actually matter. What do I really need in this moment? What am I here to understand, not just achieve? 7 is often called the seeker in numerology, and in the Buddhist path, it mirrors the journey toward prajna wisdom that goes beyond intellect, born from silence and self-inquiry. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This wisdom rings especially true now. As we approach Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, a day said to carry energy of transformation and clarity, it's not just about hoping to get rich. It's about discovering what true wealth means for you. Maybe it's peace of mind, deeper relationships, or the courage to follow your true calling. 7 doesn't bring flashy promises. Instead, it offers stillness, the kind that leads to powerful inner shifts. Look at how nature moves in May, quietly blossoming, slowly growing stronger day by day. Can you mirror that rhythm within yourself? Can you honor the quiet voice of your intuition that you've perhaps been ignoring? In astrology, 7 is linked to Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition, encouraging you to connect to the unseen, the emotional, the spiritual. Let this be a time when you don't just wish for luck. You listen for inner guidance, take thoughtful steps, and allow the universe to meet you there. So I ask you, are you willing to trust the stillness long enough to hear what your soul is saying? Can you let go of the noise just for a little while to rediscover your own wisdom? Because sometimes the biggest wins don't come from playing louder, but from listening deeper. And maybe, just maybe, the number 7 is the quiet nudge you've been waiting for. If you're still watching, you're already aligning yourself with the energy of abundance. For Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, comment below with Lucky Path to show you're ready to receive these powerful blessings. Don't miss what's coming. there's still more wisdom ahead to help you attract prosperity through the lens of Buddhist teachings. Stay with us until the end to unlock the full power of these 6 lucky numbers. 4. Number 11. Unlike most numbers that symbolize order or stability, 11 rises above. It vibrates on a higher plane, echoing the voice of your inner truth. It weaves intuition with insight, guiding your dreams with purpose and clarity. Rather than asking you to trust in random luck, 11 invites you to see alignment as your true compass. Especially powerful in May, a month rich with subtle shifts and meaningful signs, both within and around you. In numerology, 11 is the master intuitor, a symbol of awakened perception. You don't simply think under its influence, you listen to the quiet of your breath, to signs in the world around you, to that soft inner voice that often gets drowned out by noise. This is where Buddhist wisdom shines brightest, reminding us that mindfulness is the path to the deathless, and with heightened awareness, we begin to see not just the path, but also the obstacles we ourselves placed upon it. The power of 11 opens not only the mind but the heart. It calls you to rise above confusion, to let go of limiting beliefs, and to stand with clarity in the present moment. And yet, this isn't a solitary elevation. 11 connects your personal growth to something far larger, the collective heartbeat of the world. It reminds us that we're not alone in our evolution. We're part of a shared consciousness, each of us lighting the way for others. Astrologically, the presence of Uranus strengthens this number's vibration, sparking revelations, breakthroughs, and the courage to be authentically you, not in rebellion, but in radical self-acceptance. This isn't about reckless change, but rather the conscious transformation that Buddhist teachings often describe as the shift from delusion to wisdom. So, what can you do with the energy of 11 this Wednesday? Let it be your pause, your signal to breathe deeper, observe more gently, and act more wisely. Even spending a few moments in silent reflection or simply trusting your inner guidance can awaken doors that have long remained shut. As the Zen saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And sometimes that teacher is not a person, but a number, an insight, a subtle moment of clarity that reminds you that you are already on the path. Embrace 11, not as a superstition, but as a symbolic nudge from the universe. And most importantly, from your own deeper self. Let it illuminate not only your way forward, but also the light you've always carried within. Stay open, because what comes next may not only affirm your journey, it may change everything you thought you knew about your potential. Are you ready to see what's been waiting all along? 5. Number 26. Let's take a moment to reflect on the power and meaning of the number 26, a number that may seem ordinary at first glance, but holds a quiet spiritual strength, especially on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, a day when energy aligns for deeper transformation. In the world of numerology, the number 26 is a powerful blend. The number 2 brings harmony, cooperation, and emotional intelligence, while the number 6 adds a sense of responsibility, care, and stability. Together, they form a meaningful message, one that gently invites you to find peace between ambition and inner stillness. This number encourages a question we often forget to ask. Am I building my life from a place of awareness, or am I just reacting to the world around me? In Buddhist teachings, The balance between striving and surrender is not just spiritual wisdom, it's a practical way to live with purpose. The energy of 26, especially during this mid-May period, is like a signpost reminding you to align your efforts with your inner values, to choose depth over distraction. Prophets and mystics like Nostradamus believed numbers like 26 represent turning points, not loud or chaotic, but sacred pauses where you're invited to realign, reflect, and rise. The mystic Vanga also connected 26 with karmic healing, seeing it as a moment when we are no longer prisoners of our past, but students of it, able to step forward with compassion, wisdom, and renewed direction. This isn't about getting rich overnight or chasing luck blindly. It's about becoming the kind of person who draws in abundance naturally by living with clarity, by being in tune with your surroundings, and by acting with integrity. So ask yourself today, not just what you want, but why you want it, and whether that desire is rooted in truth or fear. The number 26 invites you to live deliberately, to act from your higher self, and to trust that success built on balance is the kind that lasts. As you move through this week, let this number guide your choices. Slow down, breathe deeply, and ask, how can I create more harmony between my goals and my values? This isn't just about luck, it's about alignment. Because when your path reflects your purpose, that's when life starts to truly shine. 6. Number 35. As we reach the final stretch of this journey together, stay with me a moment longer, because what I'm about to share might just be the key that shifts your entire perspective. If you've followed along this far, then perhaps it's not by chance you were meant to hear this. There's one last number I want to talk about, and it's not just any number. It's a bonus, a symbol of hope, and a spiritual beacon for those who are ready to grow from the inside out. Number 35. Now, you might wonder, how can a number carry meaning? But let me ask you, have you ever felt like the universe was trying to guide you, not with loud signs, but with quiet nudges? Number 35 is one of those nudges. It isn't loud, but it's powerful. It's a sacred blend of energies, 3 and 5, each carrying its own message. The number 3 speaks directly to the part of you that wants to create, to express, to dream without fear. And 5, it's the restless call to evolve, to explore, to break out of limitations and discover what else is possible. When they come together as 35, they don't just whisper of change, they offer change with wisdom, movement with meaning. This number, especially as we approach May 14th, 2025, aligns with a rare spiritual window, a time when the planetary energies support reflection, realignment, and release. From a Buddhist lens, 35 reflects the essence of the middle way. It teaches us to shift and grow, but without losing our center. It says, yes, transform, but do it with clarity. Yes, move forward, but carry compassion with you. It's not about chasing wealth blindly, but about becoming rich in awareness, rich in intention. Think about it. What if prosperity isn't just in the numbers, but in the wisdom behind how we use them? Mystics like Nostradamus and Vanga felt this number's energy too. For them, 35 was a turning point, a sign of deeper truths becoming visible when the world feels uncertain. They believed it held the energy of stillness within motion, helping people reconnect with their inner voice amid outer noise. And so I ask you, What part of your life is ready to evolve, not chaotically, but mindfully? What dream have you been holding back simply because you didn't feel ready? Maybe this number is your invitation. Maybe it's time. Thank you for being here with us today as we explore the 6 lucky numbers to win big this Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, inspired by timeless Buddhist teachings. It's a joy to walk this path of wisdom and possibility with you. If you're new to the channel, feel free to comment, "I am new to the journey." And if you've been with us for a while, simply write, "Walking with Wisdom." Your words help grow our community and inspire us to continue sharing meaningful insights. Let's keep walking this journey together toward peace, prosperity, and purpose. How to turn keys from poverty to wealth. What if I told you that poverty isn't just about your bank account, but about your beliefs, your habits, and the silent stories you keep telling yourself? We've been conditioned to think wealth is reserved for the lucky few, that some people are born into abundance while others are left behind. But here's the truth. Wealth is not a privilege, it's a process. And like any process, it starts with a decision. In this guide, you'll discover the keys that have helped countless people rise from financial struggle to lasting success. Not through gimmicks or quick fixes, but through powerful shifts in mindset, behavior, and purpose. If you're tired of surviving and ready to start thriving, keep reading, because one of these keys might be the one that finally opens the door. Number 1. Shift from scarcity to abundance thinking. The first and most vital key is to shift from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance. Many people unknowingly carry the weight of mental poverty, the constant focus on what's missing, what's lacking, what hasn't yet arrived. This mindset over time creates fear, hesitation, and self-doubt. It blinds us to the hidden riches we already possess, our abilities, our time, our creativity, and the people who care about us. Wealth begins not with coins or contracts, but with clarity. As the Buddha once said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." The mind is everything. What you think, you become. When we shift how we see the world itself begins to shift. Instead of seeing problems, we begin to see possibilities. Instead of obsessing over what we lack, we learn to work with what we have. And that is the true essence of resourcefulness. To make this shift real and practical, start with a simple yet powerful daily practice. Every morning, before the distractions of the day settle in, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Not generic things, but meaningful moments, blessings, or small wins. Even the breath that fills your lungs, or the kindness of a stranger. Neuroscience shows that gratitude actually rewires our brains to scan for opportunities rather than threats. Spiritually, this practice realigns us with the present moment, helping us step out of fear and into trust. In Buddhism, this mirrors the practice of sati, mindful awareness, being fully present and awake to what is, not lost in stories of lack. When you practice gratitude with sincerity, you begin to notice doors you hadn't seen before. As the Zen proverb says, "When the student is ready, the teacher appears." Often, our teachers are not people, but insights born from mindful attention. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to compare our behind-the-scenes with someone else's highlight reel. Social media, advertising, and constant pressure can whisper lies that say, "You're not enough, you don't have enough." But Buddhism teaches sammaditthi, right view. This means seeing clearly, without distortion, and the truth is, Wealth begins where you are, not where you wish to be. When we understand this, we stop chasing from our current reality. However humble, we can begin laying bricks of progress. Whether you're in your 30s just trying to gain footing, or in your 60s seeking a fresh start, abundance is not something you wait for, it's something you cultivate. It begins with how you see your own life. Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." That wisdom, though ancient, is more relevant today than ever before. Scarcity tells you to hoard. Abundance teaches you to share. Scarcity leads to fear. Abundance leads to generosity. And generosity is the root of true wealth, both spiritual and material. So today, I invite you to start where you are, not just by changing your thoughts, but by honoring them. Watch them. Feed the ones that give you strength. Starve the ones that create fear. Because when your mind becomes rich with gratitude, your life begins to bloom and, like a well-tended garden, prosperity follows naturally. In the next step, we will explore how to turn that fertile mindset into real-world action. But for now, plant this seed in your heart. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Cultivate it wisely. Number 2. Reprogram your beliefs about money. Let me speak directly to you for a moment, because this part of your journey is personal. One of the most overlooked but powerful keys to moving from poverty to wealth is the mindset you carry about money. It's not just about what you do with money. It's about what you believe about it deep down. Many of us grow up absorbing beliefs we never chose. We hear things like, "Money is the root of all evil," "Rich people are selfish," or "I'll never be rich because people like me don't get lucky." These ideas don't just float in your mind, they take root in your heart, and if they're left unchecked, they quietly hold you back from even trying to reach a better financial life. So ask yourself, what stories about money did you inherit from your family, your culture, your environment? Are those stories helping you grow, or are they quietly convincing you to settle? Let me share a simple story that might resonate. There was once a young man named Arun who lived in a village where everyone believed wealth was only for the lucky or the corrupt. Every time he saw someone with a nice home or good clothes, he would tell himself, they must have done something wrong to get that. Even though Arun worked hard, he never saved, never invested, and never dreamed big, because deep inside, he believed wealth wasn't for honest people like him. One day, he met an old monk passing through the village. The monk asked him, "What do you believe money is?" Arun replied, "It's dangerous. It changes people." The monk smiled and said, "A knife in the hands of a thief harms. A knife in the hands of a chef creates." The knife didn't change. The purpose did. That day changed Arun. He realized it wasn't money that was good or bad. It was how people used it. From that day forward, Arun started learning, saving, helping others with what he had, and eventually built a business that lifted not just him, but his whole village. The moment Arun changed his beliefs, his path changed too. So, what beliefs about money are you holding on to? Take a moment to write down the top 5 things you believe about money. Don't censor yourself, be honest. Now look at that list. Are those beliefs pushing you forward or holding you back? If you see anything like, "I'll always be broke," or "rich people are greedy," try to reframe them. For example, turn "money always causes problems" into "money gives me more options to solve problems," or shift "I can't manage money" into I'm learning how to manage money wisely every day. You don't need to lie to yourself. You just need to speak the truth in a more empowering way. Every time you catch yourself thinking in old patterns, pause and gently replace that thought with something that limits you, instead of limits you. Changing your beliefs isn't instant. It's like watering a new plant. At first, it doesn't seem like anything is happening, but with time, patience, and care, those new beliefs take root, and your actions start to shift in powerful ways. The truth is, wealth isn't just about having more money. It's about growing the kind of mindset that sees possibilities where others see walls. So here's a question for you. What kind of relationship do you want to have with money? Not what you were taught, not what you see around you. What do you want that relationship to feel like? Freeing, generous, respectful, abundant. Think about it. Speak it out. Then begin to build it, one belief at a time. Here's the key takeaway. Your beliefs about money either open the door to wealth or keep it locked. By becoming aware of your old money stories and intentionally rewriting them, you take the first real step toward financial transformation. Remember, money is not evil. It is a tool. And when guided by wisdom and purpose, it can create peace, uplift families, and bring more light into the world. Don't wait for your circumstances to change. Start by changing your beliefs, and the rest will follow. Number 3. Build skills that solve problems. Let's talk heart-to-heart for a moment, about something that touches every one of us at some point. The journey from poverty to prosperity. And today, I want to share one powerful key that opens many doors. Building skills that solve problems. Not just any skills, but the kind of skills that create real value for others. You see, in life, money doesn't just flow randomly. It flows towards solutions. People, businesses, and even entire economies reward those who can solve meaningful problems. If you want to move from surviving to thriving, this is one of the most direct paths. Now, let's be honest. Many of us grow up inside systems that were never built to help us thrive. Schools that don't teach us how to think creatively. Jobs that expect us to follow rules, not question them. Environments that tell us to play it safe instead of grow. These systems often trap us in cycles of poverty, not because we lack intelligence or talent, but because we were never taught how to grow beyond them. But you, yes, you have the power to step outside that cycle. And it starts with this question: what valuable problem can you learn to solve? Let's look around us. The world is full of needs. Businesses need more visibility online. People are overwhelmed and need better systems to manage their lives. Industries are searching for skilled designers, developers, marketers, and strategists who can bring visions to life. The modern economy rewards creativity, digital fluency, emotional intelligence, and innovation. So instead of asking, "Why am I stuck here?" ask, "What skill could I learn that would make someone else's life easier, better, or more successful?" This is not just theory, it's practice. And here's a concrete step you can take. Choose one skill that has both high demand and high leverage. Think coding, digital marketing, UX/UI design, content creation, SEO, financial investing, or even public speaking. Something that not only interests you, but also solves a real problem for others. Then dedicate just 1 hour a day, just 1 hour, to mastering it. Over time, this daily habit becomes a river that carves through even the hardest rock. As the Buddha said, drop by drop is the water pot filled. In the same way, your daily effort will build a foundation strong enough to carry your dreams. Think about it. An hour a day might seem small, but over a year, that's 365 hours. Enough to turn a beginner into someone with real ability, and real ability creates opportunities. You'll begin to see shifts. People will notice your growth. Opportunities will open. Confidence will grow. And more than anything, you'll begin to see yourself not as someone trapped by circumstances, but as someone capable of change. And yes, fear will show up. Self-doubt might whisper, "You're not smart enough," or "It's too late." But these are just old echoes of systems that failed you. You don't have to believe them. The great Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "In the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind there are few. So start with that beginner's mind, free of ego, full of curiosity. It's not about being the best, it's about being better than you were yesterday." Now I invite you to reflect. What skill speaks to your heart? What are you naturally drawn to that also solves a real-world problem? How would your life change if, a year from now, you became someone who could help others in a way that is also financially rewarding? This path isn't just about money. It's about freedom. The freedom to choose your work, to support your family, to give back to your community, and to walk through the world with dignity. Because when you build skills that solve real problems, you don't just escape poverty, you become part of the solution. And that, my friend, is the kind of wealth that no one can take from you. So let me leave you with this. What will your 1 hour a day go towards starting today? If you've made it this far, you're already turning the keys from poverty to wealth. Type wealth key in the comments to show you're ready to unlock a new chapter of abundance. Stay with us. There's still powerful wisdom ahead that could shift your entire financial future. Number 4. Master the power of discipline. One of the most powerful keys to transforming a life from poverty to wealth lies in mastering the quiet, steady strength of discipline. Poverty often shows itself in noise, in quick emotional decisions, unchecked impulse spending, and a constant search for short-term comfort that masks long-term struggle. In contrast, wealth tends to move silently. It's the product of consistent habits, thoughtful choices, and small, unseen victories repeated daily. Discipline is the sacred bridge that carries us from desire to fulfillment, from dreaming of change to becoming the change. The Buddha once said, "To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind." This isn't just spiritual advice, it's incredibly practical. Without discipline, goals remain wishes. With it, even modest beginnings can lead to profound transformation. In today's world, where distractions are designed to hijack our attention and temptations are just one click away, cultivating discipline is both an act of rebellion and a path to freedom. It's not about rigid control, but about creating a life rooted in intention rather than reaction. A powerful yet simple way to begin is by building a habit tracker, a visual reminder that small steps done daily shape our destiny. Start with just 3 habits. Set aside a fixed percentage of your income, however small, because saving is an act of self-respect and future preparation. Then, read at least 10 pages of a book each day, because wisdom accumulates like droplets filling a jar. Finally, take time once a week to review your goals. Not to pressure yourself, but to stay aligned with the person you are becoming. Lao Tzu reminds us, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but it is discipline that keeps us walking that path when motivation fades." Just like a tree does not bear fruit overnight, wealth, true, lasting wealth, grows in silence, watered by daily acts of self-discipline and nourished by patience. It is in the discipline of saving, learning, and reflecting that we build not just bank accounts, but character, clarity, and confidence. And let us not forget that discipline is not about punishment, it is about devotion. Devotion to a better future, to your family's well-being, and to your own dignity. As the Dhammapada teaches, by oneself is evil done, by oneself is one defiled, by oneself is evil left undone, by oneself is one purified. Purity and impurity depend on oneself. No one can purify another. In this way, discipline becomes a form of self-liberation. So, each time you choose routine over chaos, purpose over pleasure, and action over avoidance, you are rewriting your story, not just financially, but spiritually and emotionally. Wealth may be quiet, but it speaks volumes in the lives of those who practice the discipline to pursue it mindfully, step by step. Number 5. Practice generosity. Yes, even when you have little. Let's talk about something that might sound completely backwards at first. Giving, especially when you feel like you have nothing to give. It's common to think, how can I give when I'm barely getting by? But this is one of the most powerful keys in transforming not only our mindset, but also our material reality. In the Buddhist tradition, there's a beautiful word for this, dana, which means generosity. It's not about how much you give, but the heart with which you give. Generosity, even in the smallest forms, creates a ripple effect that starts to shift energy in your life. You see, giving doesn't mean you're losing something. It means you're circulating goodness. And just like water, money and energy flow better when they're not stuck or hoarded. When you allow yourself to be a giver, even in tiny ways, you invite more flow into your life. So ask yourself this today. What can I offer right now, even with what I have? Maybe it's not money, and that's okay. Can you give your time to someone who needs help? Can you share a kind word with someone who's down? Can you offer a smile? Or even just truly listen to someone who feels unheard? These acts of generosity aren't small. They're seeds. And the beautiful thing about seeds is that they don't look like much at first, but they grow into something far greater than we can imagine when we plant them with sincerity. And here's something many people overlook. When you give with pure intention, not to get something back, but simply because it's the right thing to do, you align yourself with abundance. That's not magic, that's alignment. And people who are in alignment tend to attract opportunities, support, and even wealth. Why? Because generosity softens the heart, clears selfishness, and builds connections. And wealth, true wealth, is built through connections, trust, and value exchange. There's an old saying that goes, you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. Think about that. In your hardest moments, it's easy to close up and protect yourself. But what if those very moments were actually your invitation to open your heart more? What if the key to unlocking prosperity wasn't hustling harder or stressing more, but giving more mindfully, more compassionately, and more consistently? Even if it's just a little. Giving helps you remember that no matter how little you have, you're not powerless. You're not empty. You have something within you that's worth sharing. And in that act of sharing, you step into the energy of someone who has something to give, and that subtle shift can change everything. So let me ask you, what's one small act of generosity you can do today? Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Don't overthink it. Trust that even a drop of kindness can begin to fill the ocean of abundance in your life. Don't wait until you're rich to be generous. Be generous, and see how that begins to make you rich, not just in your wallet, but in your heart, your mind, and your relationship. Today's lesson is this: generosity is not about how much you give, but about how open your heart is. Practice dana daily, and you'll find that you're not just helping others, you're lifting yourself into a better version of who you are meant to be. Giving is not the opposite of receiving, it is the beginning of it. Number 6. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. Let's talk about something that could change the entire direction of your life: the people you choose to surround yourself with. You see, no matter how strong your willpower is, the environment you're in will shape your outcomes more powerfully than you might realize. You could have the drive, the dreams, and the discipline, but if you're constantly surrounded by people who doubt themselves, who fear change, who accept struggle as normal, and who mock ambition as fantasy, then no matter how hard you push, it's like trying to row a boat upstream in a storm. It's exhausting. That kind of environment feeds poverty, not just in money, but in mindset, in hope, and in vision. Now think about the opposite. Think about what happens when you put yourself in spaces where ambition is not only accepted, but encouraged. Where people talk about ideas, investments, personal growth, and possibilities, not just gossip, problems, and excuses. When you're around people who are constantly learning, reaching, and growing, you begin to see that wealth is not just a number in a bank account. It's a way of thinking, a pattern of behavior, a belief that life can expand. In those spaces, growth is normal, and dreaming big is expected. You start to believe that you, too, can rise. Not someday, but now. So ask yourself, who do you talk to most often? Are those conversations lifting you or limiting you? When you share a dream, do they feed it or freeze it? This isn't about judging others or cutting people off harshly. It's about realizing that energy is contagious. If you're trying to climb out of poverty in any form, financial, emotional, or even spiritual, you need to be around those who are climbing too. Those who look at challenges and say, let's figure this out. People who see failure as feedback, not as the end. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people doesn't just motivate you, it rewires how you think. You might be wondering, where do I find people like that? You don't need to wait for them to show up at your door. Seek out mentors. Yes, real ones, but also digital mentors. There are countless communities online today where people are sharing knowledge, lifting each other up, and discussing wealth and well-being openly. Join forums, attend workshops, show up at networking events, not just to take, but to offer, to contribute. Because when you engage with people who are ahead of you in mindset or achievement, you start to mirror their energy, and in time, you begin to lead others too. It becomes a cycle of shared growth. Let me tell you something personal. The first time I joined a community of growth-driven people, I didn't feel ready. I felt like an outsider. I didn't know the right words, or even believe that I belonged there. But showing up, even quietly at first, started to shift something deep inside me. Their confidence became contagious. Their knowledge, their stories, their generosity, they became examples of what was possible for me too. Over time, I began to see myself not just as someone escaping poverty, but as someone building wealth in all areas of life. Confidence, clarity, purpose, and eventually, finances too. So now I turn the question to you. What kind of environment are you building around you? Are you choosing relationships that nourish your future, or ones that pull you back into the past? Are you willing to take that step into unfamiliar but uplifting spaces, even if it feels uncomfortable at first? Remember, discomfort is the price of transformation. If you want to shift from a poverty mindset to a wealth-building path, you must be intentional about who you're learning from, who you're growing with, and who you're becoming along the way. And perhaps, just perhaps, someone out there is waiting for you to step up, because your courage might be the light they need for their own journey too. And there you have it, 6 mindful numbers and 1 powerful bonus, each carrying not just the potential for material fortune, but also deep spiritual guidance. Whether these numbers spark change in your outer world or inspire a shift within, remember, true wealth begins with awareness, alignment, and intention. If today's journey spoke to your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom. And be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos, each one crafted to bring clarity, peace, and purpose to your path. Thank you for walking this path with us. May your Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, be filled with abundance, not just in luck, but in wisdom. Until next time, take a breath, trust the flow, and keep walking in truth.